First, you need an intro, dude. This is our review of Capote, starring Philip Seymour Deadman.
Oh, you ruined it. That wasn't bad.
Well, okay. This is our review of Capote, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm
and
Microsoft
Catherine
Sam.
Keener. and Catherine Keener.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. And the Hispanic guy from Boondock Saints 2. And Sideburns from Pacific Rim.
And Captain Pike.
And Captain Pike.
And the neo-Nazi from American Beauty.
And that girl from The Office that no one knows about because I watch The Office.
It seemed a little. I know, like, the subject matter in the movie itself, like the book in Cold Blood, is obviously dark. But, like, even when they were back in New York City, it seemed like it was too dark of a movie.
The front cover is in black and white, so I don't know, dude.
Doesn't mean much, but I can't help but compare it to the other one because they're so similar.
Randy, stop playing with your rings, dude. We can hear that.
I thought that.
What are you talking about? My mic's muted. It's like, how could you hear shit anything?
I thought that the infamous one was a little bit.
What the fuck are you doing, Randy?
I yawned. Obviously.
I thought that the infamous one was a little bit better at, like, developing and, like, introducing you to the characters, including his lover and the criminal. Like, it showed you more of his backstory in that movie. It also had, like, not a documentary, but a kind of a documentary. So, like...
Well, I feel like... I know I always say this, like, these Oscar movies, but I feel like these Oscar movies are, like, purposely vague and, like, very...
True.
Very vague is the best way to put it. Just vague, and there's not a definite starting point, an ending point. It just kind of gives you this portion of this man's life, and you have to deal with it how you like.
More artsy is what you're saying.
I guess, yeah, artsy would be a way to put it, but I think it sometimes makes the picture suffer.
I kind of liked it. Well, the reason I like Infamous a little bit more than this one is because there was more of a contrast. Like I said, this movie seemed dark all the time, but, like, in Infamous, it seemed like there was more of a contrast between, like, the dark things, like the murder, and, like,
and then Truman Capote's actual life.
and then like, yeah, his life back in New York,
which was very flamboyant and Hunter S. Thompson.
Exactly. So, like, the movie.
But yeah,
neither.
This movie has, like, 2 scenes where he's telling jokes at after parties, and the rest is crying.
Neither movie is like is a movie about they're both about the book. They're not like of the book. They're not
But they're about the
a,
making of the
a
book,
movie.
dude.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting to me. Like even the other one is called In Cold Blood, but neither movie, you know, it's more about the making of it. So it's kind of interesting, like to think about. Like he wrote that book to tell the story of like how townspeople react to a murder in like a small town. But at the same time, in both movies, you only ever see that reaction from townspeople once, and that is when he goes to who he calls Foxy, the sheriff of the town. Um,
Foxy Cleopatra, right?
yeah, and insults him by saying he doesn't care if the killers get caught. But and then obviously the sheriff does.
Yeah,
But
no, I don't know.
in Infamous, I'm sorry, not in Infamous. Is it Infamous? What's the other one called again? Infamous? I don't remember.
I thought it
Is it
was.
Infamous?
I thought it was Infamous, dude.
All right, so it's okay. So it's Infamous. Um, in that one, there's like a whole, almost like a montage of sorts, uh, where they show, since he can't talk to the sheriff, he goes to almost everyone else's house in um in in the town to like get their ideas, and he like has dinner with them and then impresses them with his Hollywood stories and stuff. And you only saw that once, really quickly, like that escalated really quickly. In Infamous, I thought also it doesn't make him out to be such a hero, I guess you could say.
I don't know about Infamous
Like,
because I haven't seen it, but
well, in this one, they were like, "Oh, I can remember this much of a conversation," blah 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 blah. But in Infamous, they do the same thing, but then it shows him remembering conversations wrong or like lying about things. And Harper Lee tells people that he always liked to tell tall tales, even about himself.
even though he's not very tall.
Yes.
Now, in this movie, I like. Now, I haven't seen Infamous, I don't know, but in this movie, they do this weird thing where it's like you know that this crime was committed. You know that this crime was committed, or at least you're led to believe, and eventually it's true. This crime was committed by these two guys, and then Truman Capote gets so like close with them, and you only hear what happened at the end of the movie. So it's like you start to feel bad for them, and it's just weird how it's hard to believe that these people did this, even though you know that they did. It's like every person, no matter how terrible they are, is still a person, even though they've done horrible things. But you still have to pay the price for it. So I mean, I like that at the end you almost feel sorry, but in some perverse way that they're being hung for their actions, even though throughout the whole movie, you know that they did this, but yet you're led to feel sorry for them, and you start to see them as people, even though they're really not. I like that aspect of Capote,
Yeah.
that they led you to feel this way over criminals that killed a whole family in their sleep.
Right. Right. And the other movie does that too. Um, they play up more of the relationship between Capote and the Perry Smith guy, more in Infamous. Um, like a lot more time is devoted to that. Almost that's really kind of what the movie ends up being about more. So I felt like I got less of that here.
Is it a bad thing?
No, but I mean, it's just I thought that was a more interesting story.
Right. Right.
than
Yeah.
just
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, it's more of a vague overview of certain things. The way that these Oscar movies are, that you wouldn't get that kind of contact from a movie that wasn't nominated for Oscars, or it was.
Toby Jones was also a little bit more flamboyant in his acting.
A little bit more impish.
Mm-hmm. So when you can upload videos to your YouTube account, Dom.
What the fuck, Randy? What the fuck, Randy? Where the fuck have you been?
I've been sidetracked.
Yeah, I hear you in the background doing some shit.
God damn
Let's
it!
cut that out.
Oh wait.
We're in the middle of it, Randy.
Oh, whoops.
What did I do?
What did I do wrong? I'm sorry then. I do apologize. I do apologize.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, I'm losing my mind.
Apologize?
I'm losing my mind.
Randy, what do you think of Capote?
Capote?
Don't
It was.
lie.
I enjoyed it. I'm not lying. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't watch it fully. I would have gave up halfway through
Oh.
Like Aaron?
it. All the movies you guys suggested so far were decent movies. I enjoyed watching them all.
Except for Party Animal.
I didn't watch Party Animal with you guys.
I'm kidding.
I'm like, what the hell's Party Animal?
It's like a movie on Netflix that's about like a gay couple or something. It has like Macaulay Culkin in it.
So Dom turned into a robot, I see. Mm. For a Skype picture.
That's been his picture, bro.
I know. It's
Oh.
been his picture.
So Philip Seymour Hoffman. Damn it, Randy, stop humming. Take two. 1, 2, 3.
So to go along with that, yeah, I thought that Infamous just covered more story. I mean, maybe not all of it's fact, but I mean, it's just made for a more interesting
Entertaining, right?
and entertaining story. Yeah. At the same time, this one was good, but like I said, it just felt dark, and that there wasn't enough about the killer and his relationship with the killer, because I felt like that was the most important thing about the movie. And even in the end, you know, he's all distraught. Like he doesn't even want to talk to anyone on the phone because you know he's gonna get he is sentenced to death, but I mean he's gonna be put to death.
Right.
And
Well, the one thing I never understood in Capote is it never really covers. I mean, it does sort of a little bit, but it doesn't cover the extensive work of the interviewing and putting the pieces together of what happened. Where you said it happened, where he said that he did that in Infamous, whereas this movie, it just kind of you never saw where he was getting the bulk of his information from, because he didn't even
right,
know what happened from the killer's point of view until the end of the movie.
right,
It just kind of vagued over those details, just to focus on the relationship between him and the killers.
yeah. So as far as story goes, I would say Infamous as a.
Who's the hotter Harper Lee?
Who's the hotter Harper Lee? Ooh, man, tough. Sandra Bullock, I thought was a better Harper Lee.
Well, hands down, compared to the librarian and Capote.
Yeah, but I thought she still did better as Harper Lee.
You wrote that movie To Kill a Bird, right?
I don't know if I like Toby Jones better as Capote or not.
I was gonna say this is like Philip Seymour Hoffman's like role. Like he got an Oscar for it and whatnot.
Right. Right. But I did like almost everyone else as the other people better.
Right.
The way he portrayed him made him seem like almost like he was too timid. In a way.
Right. Yeah. He was too soft-spoken.
Yeah, right. So, yeah.
I'm gonna hurt her. Harper Lee.
Have a girlfriend, a wife. If you do,
I'm gonna hurt your mockingbird.
I'm gonna find her. And I'm gonna hurt her. And I'm gonna kill Boo Radley in front of you.
I'm gonna kill Robert Duvall.
Would you give the movie a rating of any sort?
Eva what?
Would you give the movie a rating of any sort, or would you rather stay out of the rating system?
We can give it between a 1 and a 5. If you get to 1 through 10, it gets weird.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.
Jesus, Randy really hated it.
You want to do halves? You want to do halves, or do you want to just give it something?
I give it a 3.5 if you go halves.
3.5. Well, then what the hell is the difference between that and a 3, dude?
It's slightly better than 3.
Yeah, you're a 3.5. See, it's not
A 3
it's not
good.
quite dog shit, but it's above. It's a half a piece above.
What would you give it, Keegan?
A solid 5.
What? What would I give it?
A solid
Yeah.
5.
No, I'm not giving it a 5. I'm gonna rate it because it's an older movie. It's made in 2005, I think, or 6. I'm gonna rate it based on what I know about it and its legacy, because Philip Seymour Hoffman, the Oscar, the attention it got. Yeah, clearly it's the more preferred movie over Infamous, even though Dominic thinks Infamous is better. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's definitely not a 5 out of 5 because it was. I wouldn't call it boring because I'm not shallow, but I would say there wasn't much to grab your attention. You kind of wanted to watch the movie, and if you didn't want to watch the movie, then you just weren't going to watch it. That's the bottom line. If it didn't, if you didn't hold your interest to it, it wouldn't grip you.
I do agree.
Which that happens a lot in those kind of like critical acclaim movies, but a 4 out of 5. I mean, it was good, but not great.
It could be better, you're saying.
I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. Also,
Damn.
mostly.
No one liked it.
Mostly because I can't help but do that because
because then Randy made it
no,
so
because
cool. I know.
because I saw the other Infamous movie, the other one, the Infamous
I
movie,
can't wait
and
for
I like that
Infamous
one
Second Son.
much better. I like that one much more. I felt like the other actors in the movie. I mean, yes, Philip Seymour Hoffman was really, really strong, but I felt like the other actors in the movie weren't as strong. Like they couldn't hold it, and I thought at the same time, like I said, it seemed
Right, they weren't playing characters.
too.
They were just reading lines. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it seemed too dark. And not that they had to hold my hand or anything like that, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of the relationship between all these people than what was actually shown.
Well, yeah,
Because
right, yeah.
it seemed like that's what the whole movie was supposed to be about, but then it really wasn't about that. I mean, it was about the making of Cold Blood, but it felt like it lacked on showing you more of the making of Cold Blood.
Plus, I just didn't like the fact that it made me feel bad for killers. That was emotionally a weird thing.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's an interesting concept because, and it also goes along with it also goes along with something that was really popular at the time, which is like Freudian psychoanalysis kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's fine with me. I mean, but if you're going to do that, then do it a little bit better. I mean, the only thing that they showed as far as Perry's background and like why he would even be that way is like a small clip from his sister and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like the movie made you think one thing about him the entire time, and then his sister's like, "Oh yeah, don't trust him. He's a liar." Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was kind of strange.
What did you think of Captain America when you went to see that?
Wait!
Randy, do you
Jesus.
We're gonna have a gag reel just of Randy.
God.
I wouldn't even care, honestly. I'll probably laugh at it myself.
Randy, what the fuck, man?
So to the listeners, if you're going to watch Capote, I would also recommend watching Infamous, because it's very interesting to compare the two, even though they came out a year apart.
Or just read In Cold Blood.
Or just read In Cold Blood, that's fine too. I mean, but it's different. I imagine it's really a lot more, what happens with the town, because that's supposed to be what the book's about.
Now, according to the movie, this is after In Cold Blood, Truman never wrote another book again.
Yes, and I believe that is a truth. I think he wrote articles for the New Yorker because that's who he worked for.
Right. I mean, you gotta make money somehow, but he never wrote another book again.
Right. And I think that Infamous does a better job of why.
Right.
Why that's the case.
So that was our review.
Yay!
Randy, that's
that'll probably
review.
probably be the first video. Or the second video, or whatever, something like that.
The first video is a montage of what did I do?
I can't. I'm done. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Randy, do you want to say, "Hi, I'm Randy"?
Do you want to say anything about the movie, Randy? Because we don't have anything you saying about the movie. You disappeared while we were talking about it, and then you came back.
Well, I didn't know that you guys were actually doing it. I went off do my own thing.
Hey, when are you guys making that YouTube video?
What did I think about the movie we watched? Completed? I can't fucking say it right, shit.
Oh my god.
The movie that we just watched. Oh my god. I think the movie was pretty decent. Like what Keegan was saying, you have to be engaged to actually sit down and watch it. If you can't stay engaged, then you're just gonna be giving up halfway through it, or not even halfway through it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Did you fuck my quotes, Randy?
Shut up.
I'm just laughing because didn't Aaron give up more before half through? That's why I thought Randy said that, because he said to give up halfway through it, which is what Randy said he would have done if he didn't like it. He said he would have stopped halfway through, but then he said or before halfway through, which is what Aaron did.
Aaron, you still watching it? Fuck that movie, dude. No.
I gave up 15 minutes ago, but we've only been watching it for 20.
But and also, I do like that on documentary movies like that. They do pique my interest of stuff.
Thanks, Randy. Thank you.
What?
I didn't say. I said thank you, Randy, for your input.
Ah.
Jesus, kid.
Everybody.